The future to come in 20 to 30 years. Can it be predicted in the times of global uncertainty? How to map out the contours of the future so that they are more clear and bright. And what can be done by those who are today called the next generation?
Today in the program, Ainur Abdusheva, Thoughts Out Loud. Centennials Generation. Since my childhood, my mother used to tell me to treat people the same way I want to treat myself. All my life, I have been following this rule. It seems to me that children do not perceive what parents say until they themselves show that by example. And I always looked up to my parents. They always showed me that they were like that. Ainur Abdusheva is 11th grade student at Miras International School in Nur-Sultan. She speaks fluent Kazakh, Russian, French, and English. Ainur is the volunteer of Zhas Ulan youth organization. She participates in charity projects.
Мой папа работает дипломатом, а мама не работает.
I was born in Almaty. My dad works as a diplomat and my mom doesn't work. She does a very important thing. She educates us. She helps us in every way, always supports us.
Он делает такое благородное дело.
I really like my dad's work. I believe he does such a noble job. That is, he works for the good of his homeland. I always admire him because he was able to devote his life to this. And I am grateful to him for the opportunities that he has given us to travel, to explore new cultures, to learn new languages.
В разных странах разные совершенно мировоззрения.
Different countries have completely different ideology and people. People have different values. I believe that in all the business trips we have been to, we have absorbed only the best. Since my childhood, I traveled with my dad abroad. At first, when I was very young, I lived in India. I remember it was a lot of fun there. Then I went to kindergarten in Qatar.
Потом в Катар. Я пошла рано в школу из-за того,
I started school early. In Qatar, everyone begins to go to school very early, at the age of 5 to 6 years.
Я считаю, что
I believe that my parents did the right thing that sent me to school early. I do not regret anything. I do not feel younger than my classmates who are older than me.
основная задача школы, на мой взгляд,
The main task of school, in my opinion, is, firstly, to provide basic knowledge necessary for adulthood. And secondly, socialization is very important. How to talk to people, a sense of tact.
с людьми, чувство такта. В Бельгию я переехала в начале 4 класса.
I moved to Belgium at the beginning of grade 4. Did I want to move to Belgium? No, honestly, because of course at that age you are very much attached to your friends, to school.
Привязан, да, там, к своим друзьям, к школе. В Бельгии я...
In Belgium, I changed several schools. At first, I studied in a French school. Later, being an 8th grade student, I moved to an American school. And throughout all these years, I studied in parallel at the second school, the Russian External Studies at the Russian Embassy.
В второй школе русский экстернат при посольстве России. Французы и вообще иностранцы, они не так сильно парятся по поводу своих.
The French and foreigners in general are not so much worried about their appearance. The main thing is that you are well groomed and that's it. You can wear some kind of oversized or too tight clothes. You can dress not for the weather and no one will judge you in this regard.
Мне кажется, это очень хорошее качество в плане того, что не осуждать и принимать выбор каждого, уважать его. И вот что очень интересное было, то, что на переменах...
What was very interesting, that at breaks we had big ones. The one about 20 minutes, and the other about an hour. Such a huge break. We were always made go out and play outside. That is, they did not leave us in the classrooms. It was very important for them that we got fresh air, walked. I participated in the competition where I had to write a complex dictation with complex words that were not found in everyday life, and I got to the semifinals.
И я прошла в полуфинал. Я участвовала в...
I participated in various academic competitions as well as in sports. By the way, they devote a lot of time to sports. It is very important for them. Healthy eating, healthy lifestyle.
Мы отличаемся от Европы.
We differ from Europe in that, for example, if we invite someone for tea, it will not be just tea. They will lay the table with salads and bishbarmak and desserts and etc. For example, if in Europe they invite you for a cup of coffee, you will only go for a cup of coffee.
Кофе, то ты пойдешь только на чашечку кофе. Мне кажется, им бельгийцам надо перенять у казахов, может быть...
I think the Belgians could adopt from the Kazakhs, perhaps more hospitality. We could adopt from them perhaps more openness to the unknown.
Может быть, к неизвестному.
Here is my sister. Her name is Almira, but I always call her Darling. People are surprised when I phone someone and say, "Hi, darling, where are you?" They think that I'm talking with my boyfriend, but I don't have a boyfriend.
Я самая старшая в семье. У меня младший...
I am the eldest one in my family. My younger brother is currently a 9th grade student, and my younger sister is in the 5th grade. Both of them study. Both are excellent students, practice swimming and tennis. As the eldest, I am, let's say, the bridge of reconciliation between the middle and the youngest ones. Sometimes they quarrel because they have a smaller age gap. And I, for example, have a big gap, so I see it differently. And it happens that I reassure them. Sometimes I help them with homework.
И бывает, что я их успокаиваю.
And the very important thing, I always set an example, although this is not always desirable.
Даю пример, хоть это и не всегда хочется, да? Я безумно люблю читать.
I really love reading, but there is one caveat. If I do not like a book, I will not read it. Well, only if it's not a school curriculum.
Я не смогу ее, как бы бывает же, когда ты заставляешь себя читать, ну и ты дальше, она тебе нравится. Ну, нет. Если с первых страниц не зацепила, нет. Конечно, читать нужно, потому что это заставляет тебя думать.
Of course, you need to read because it makes you think. It makes your imagination work. That is, when there are no pictures, unlike the film, you imagine yourself. You yourself create this image in your head. I like science fiction. I like detective stories.
Люблю детективы. Стихи про любовь, конечно же. Мне запомнился...
Love poems, of course. I remember the poem of Balmont. I will wait painfully. I will wait for you forever. You beckon sweetly, exclusively. You promise forever. I do not know whether you are an unexpected death or are you an unborn star, but I will wait for you. I will wait for you forever. It is very romantic, especially in our time. They love such poems because in the modern society, you rarely meet a young man who would read such poems to you.
Молодого человека, который прочитает тебе такие стихи. Так как я не активно сижу в соцсетях...
As I am not really active user of social networks, unfortunately, I missed Abai challenge. Nevertheless, I like poems of Abai in Kazakh and also their Russian and French translations.
Русском и на французском.
Қақтаған ақ күмістей кең маңдайлы, аласас қара көзі нұр жайнайды, жіңішке қара қасы сызып қойған, бір жаңа ұқсатамын туған айды.
Абай Кунанбаев. Les nuages gris couvrent le ciel. Un humide brouillard s'étend sur le sol. Mais, de faim ou de froid, les troupeaux sont animés. Les jeunes bêtes bondissent alentour. Социальные сети есть и плюсы, и минусы. То есть плюсы...
Social media have pros and cons. The advantages are that with the help of them, you can convey some ideas to people, some projects, problems of a large scale, and thus notify people, which is very good. There may be some disadvantages. People, especially teenagers, may develop complexes in them. Although no one knows what is hidden on the other side of the screens, on the other side of the photo, it may not be as bright as appears. Teens should understand that not everything is as it seems. Not everything is the same as in the pictures. I have no need to put my life on display. On the contrary, I believe that others should not necessarily know about my life.
Больше за то, что, ну, как бы, вот я знаю, что это у меня есть, и как бы зачем как-то другим это знать.
You think like the spark went from both of you, right?
Maybe. I think it kind of did because he said he was kind of expecting that.
Social networks give people the opportunity to communicate, being in completely different places. That is, for example, I am here and my friends from Belgium are there, and we can still communicate with the help of WhatsApp, Instagram, etc.
Hannah, you can't imagine. Like, never somebody did that for me, huh?
Мне кажется, самое
I think the problem, well, probably the task that is difficult for adolescents is the fear of the future. It's stress before entering university, when parents suppress, and not only parents, but also teachers, school, that you must enroll, etc. I'm 15, and they already demand me to say what I want to be for the rest of my life. Well, this, it seems to me, is not entirely correct. And I think it's stress for teens. The world is constantly changing. According to statistics, everyone changes his profession 3 times. I think it's cool that you can learn this and that. That is, try yourself in something else.
Я считаю, что это очень круто, что можно выучиться и на того, и на того. То есть попробовать себя в чем-то, если не получилось, не понравилось, в чем-то другом. Miras совместила в себе и западные.
Miras, the school I go to in Kazakhstan, combined both Western and Kazakh education. There is a MAP program that I graduated from. It gave me very good skills. We did a personal project, and it was very interesting.
И это было очень интересно.
I used to volunteer and continue to do it. In Belgium, I participated every year in NATO Bazaar. Kazakhstan presented special exhibition Astana Expo 2017 on the 47th NATO Charity Bazaar in Brussels.
Очень много стран участвовало. Мы, как представители Казахстана,
Many countries participated in it. We, as representatives of Kazakhstan, also participated there. We did some crafts with our hands, sewed and sold different toys. All this went for charity. I am also a volunteer for Zhas Ulan organization. It also gives good skills in fact, independence, responsibility, and of course the feeling that you do something useful.
какую-то ответственность и, конечно же, чувство, что ты делаешь что-то полезное. Когда я переехала в Казахстан, я, получается, участвовала в республиканском.
When I moved to Kazakhstan, I participated in the Republican Olympiad in French and took first place. It was such a pleasant experience. We arrived at the Republican stage in Kızıl Orda, and there I met people who were very good, concentrated at their subject, chemistry, mathematics, and you cannot help but admire them.
Очень заточены на свой предмет, на химию, на математику, и как бы нельзя не восхищаться ими. Я, мне кажется, резко повзрослела.
When I moved from Belgium to Kazakhstan, I had some more mature thoughts, a different view of the world, not through rose-colored glasses. I was very glad to be back to my homeland. Still, you are among your own people. Much more people began to speak Kazakh, which was the reason for joy. It pleasantly surprised that the city had grown. It became more beautiful, with many new buildings. More parks have been built.
Он стал красивее, да, много новых зданий, больше парков построили. Новое поколение.
The new generation is developing very fast, and it is very interesting in terms of the fact that new opinions are coming.
Поступают новые взгляды. Нужно стремиться к более...
One needs to strive for better version of oneself, to adopt the best version from other countries. One needs to compare and say, we can achieve this too.
Тоже этого сможем добиться. Excusez-moi de prendre le temps.
After graduation, Ainur Abdusheva is going to continue her education abroad in business management and administration. Ainur believes that the ability to manage effectively is the key to success for any project. She wants to apply the acquired knowledge and skills in her homeland, Kazakhstan.